Hello, thanks for stopping by again. Let's make a new video on using the mapping system. And this should be pretty quick. It's not all that difficult. Might sound confusing, but we're going to use what we call AutoMap. And it's going to basically tell SheetFormR where to look for information to map it. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is open up my spreadsheet. So I have a spreadsheet here, and I'm going to open SheetFormR, and I'm going to open it in compact mode just so it's out of the way a little bit. And you're going to notice some couple things are going to happen when I open it, or actually one thing. Well, two things. First thing, it's going to select the sheet that I have open, and it's going to pull that up in just a second. And it's pulling up the basic science sheet, and you can see right here it's running the auto map. It'll do that automatically because I have this checked right here. If I don't want it to run automatically, then I'll uncheck that, and then the next time I open this, it won't run automatically. So let's take a look at what happened in that 3 or 4 seconds. I'm going to come here to the mapping tab so we can see it. And you can see it's looking for information to build your sheet, or I'm sorry, your form. And it needs to know, hey, what's the question? What is the correct answer? How many points for this question? Is this question required? What are the answer options? Okay, all this information that you would need to build a quiz for your Google Forms. And it is looking in this first row for that information. This is the only place it looks for it. So if you have, a question written down in one of your actual questions, or option or something like that written down here, it won't look for that. So there's no worry about having a conflict there where it gets confused. The only problem with that is if you make a mistake and you do not have your information here in this top row, in the first row, then it also won't find it. So what you can't do is accidentally have your information like this, because now when it maps, it's not going to find anything. Matter of fact, let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that. Click yes. I want to clear it, and let's try to auto map it now. It's not going to find anything. And you can see it's looking, it says it can't find anything. I can come and map this manually, but I don't want to do that. That's the whole purpose of this. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to this, and I'll run the auto map again, and it's going to find everything. And it is looking for these words: form title, question, type, option A, and so on. It's got a target list of words it looks for, and when it matches that, it knows that's what you want to do. Now, what's nice is I don't have to use just these words. I have lots of aliases, in other words, just synonyms, that it will also look for to be able to map. So let's clear this again, start over. So right now I have nothing, and I already typed these out just to make this quicker, and these are part of my aliases that I can use. So if I want to shorten my columns up and I don't want this long text like form title, I can change it to something like this, where I could possibly make these smaller. And when I map this now, I'll go ahead and close. It's already cleared. I'll run the auto map, and you can see it's also going to pick up all the correct information along the way. Now, if for some reason I wanted to manually change it, which honestly I don't know why you would, but if you did, if you find a reason why that would be good, excuse me, then I can come here and change it to one of these. It's not written in stone just because of auto map. That's what I have to stay with. But honestly, I've never had a problem one time of thousands of times using this that auto map hasn't picked up the correct thing. So if you want to know, well, what aliases can I use? You can come to the website. Here's the homepage. Go to help and come down here to the table of contents, and you see column alias headers. And this is the list of aliases that you can use. This is for the types of questions. So if I don't want to type out multiple choice, I just want MC, that will work, or MCQ, that will work. Checkbox, I just want to put CB right there, or I want to type it out because I like my things to look nice and tidy. However you want to do that. This would be the aliases for your header types, to describing what kind of information is in each row, or I'm sorry, in each column. And I can type any of these and it will work correctly. If you want to have this really quick on a piece of paper next to you, or save it to your computer in a PDF, you can download the PDF right here. It'll download and open up right here. And there you have it. And I can print it, save it, whatever I want to do from here. Let's go back to here. So I typed these other aliases in and everything looks great. no issues there. It mapped everything perfectly. And I'm ready to build this form. I'm not going to, but let's go back just so you can see it again. So this is just another variation or another iteration of had this information. And again, I could pull anything off any of these alias lists that I have here. So I could type mandatory for required instead of the required all the way out. So I have mandatory, and I'll go ahead and clear that mapping again. And you can see when I map it, it will pull up required here and column J. So let's run it. It takes about 4 seconds normally. And there it is. So it knows that, hey, there's the required. Yes, it's required. It's mandatory in column J. And there's that information. Okay, I think all that's pretty self-explanatory from there. Again, if you ever have questions, you ever have comments, honestly, if you have aliases that you'd rather have, send me an email, send me a message, come back to the website, go to help at the top, contact, send me a message and tell me, hey, I want to add these aliases for these because I like using that. Even if it's like a different language or something, that'd be great. If you want to do it in a language that you're more comfortable with, that's great. I can add those for you and they'll be added for everybody as well. So no problem with that. Send me a message and I'm happy to do that. Real quick, let's talk about these colored buttons right here. So I already showed you the clear, the run auto map. Let's talk about the export and import buttons. And probably more importantly, why you're not going to need them, even though I have them here. SheetFormR's Auto-Map is fast. It's usually 3 to 4 seconds long. It's going to detect your columns in about a second. It takes just a couple minutes to write it and have it show up on your screen. So for most users, you're never going to need to manually transfer your mappings or save them, but you have that option if you want to. If you work with a colleague or someone who uses SheetFormR and you want the backup of your mapping to export it, you can export it or import it and it's got you covered. So the way I would do that is I want to export this and because I want to send it to somebody else. First of all, let's clear this. I'll just again, it's really quick. I'm going to change tabs here and go to a different tab. And so I can, again, kind of show you how fast this is. So I changed it to this test bank that I have for the novel Hatchet. And I have all the chapters in the book here. And I want it, see, it already ran it. It ran it when I changed it because I have this clicked. But I'm going to come to the mapping. I'm going to go ahead and clear it. And okay, so I have nothing. I go ahead and hit the auto map. And it's going to pick up everything. I don't know. How long is that? 5 seconds, maybe something like that. So again, that's pretty fast. But if I want to send this to a colleague and then maybe send this spreadsheet, maybe they're auto. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know why. Again, it works so fast. I don't know the purpose of it, honestly. But if you want to use it, so I'll go ahead and export this mapping. So when I export it, it's going to download a file right here. It's in my downloads folder right now. I'm not going to open that. Everybody knows how to do that. So I have this mapping. And then if I want to import it, I'll come here into my downloads folder. And it's going to be these folders called JSON. And there it is. It's right there ready to load up. And I can load that up and import it in. Okay, I'm not going to do that. But if I wanted to, I could. So I can export it. I can then email that. I can put it into my Google Drive and share it, however you want to do it. Or if you just want to back up your mappings for another time. That's how what those buttons are for right there. Again, honestly, I have never used it myself, but it is there as an option. Okay, so if you want help with any of their mappings or you, again, have suggestions on other aliases that we can add to make your life easier, then please let me know. All right, have a good one. Thank you.